Thank you, Alex. Well, I've got some interesting stuff for you today, my friends. Post-Shavuos. Welcome back to Real Truth. I am Howard Real. It's Tuesday. Feels like Monday, but it's really Tuesday. And sometimes things can be deceiving. For example, you probably think Joe Biden is not the same as Hillary Clinton. You think he's a completely different person, right? Well, aside from the fact that Joe Biden is prettier than Hillary Clinton, aside from that, there really is a lot of similarities, as was brought out in a brand new piece on Breitbart. Here's some of it. I'm quoting. Other than proving just how awful the other Democrat presidential candidates are, the fact has been Joe Biden continues to dominate the Democrat primary polls must be superb news for President Trump. He knows if Biden wins the nomination, it'll be 2016 all over again, meaning a rerun of his world-shaking defeat of Hillary Clinton. The similarities between Creepy Joe and Crooked Hillary are becoming more and more apparent by the day. Here are some of those similarities, my friends. Number one, ancient. On Election Day 2020, Joe Biden will be 78. On Election Day 2016, Hillary Clinton was 69, but looked 78. Number two, two-time presidential losers. Joe Biden has tried and failed to run for president twice before. Once in '88 when he was forced to quit in disgrace over his serial plagiarism, and once in 2008 when his candidacy went nowhere. Hillary at least won the Democrat nomination on her second try in 2016. Actually, that's not correct. The nomination was stolen from Bernie Sanders and handed to Hillary. Number three, the old and tired disappear to rest. Just like Hillary in 2016, who is obviously old and unwell, Biden is running a part-time political campaign. Rather than earn the nomination, he's sitting on his lead on what he believes is a sure thing, popping up here and there to give a speech, but probably spending most of his days at home watching reruns of Matlock, or as he calls them, his stories. Number four, no ideas, just finger-wagging against the bad orange man. When Hillary did bother to go out and earn some votes, it generally would be before small hand-picked crowds where she would rant about how indecent Trump was. To this day, I cannot tell you what she was running on or what her vision for the country was. She felt we had to vote for her because Trump was such a terrible person. As I write this, Biden is stepping away from Matlock long enough to give a speech, quote, eviscerating Trump. So tired, so familiar. Number five, representing the not-so-great past. When Trump ran on a very clear and precise agenda about lowering taxes, cutting regulations, protecting gun and religious rights, getting a handle on illegal immigration, and making America great again, Hillary promised to return to the 1990s, to the Clinton years, as though that would be a good thing. Biden is running on the same, on the past, on a hoped-for nostalgia for the Obamacare and Benghazi boondoggles, the managed decline of America at home and abroad, and a government boot on the neck of an economy that ushered in the worst economic quote-unquote recovery in nearly a century. No thanks. Number six, flip-flops to appease the left. Biden has no idea what he believes in. He just wants to win. Hillary had no idea what she believed in. She just wanted to win. Number seven, two massive scandals the corrupt media cannot hide. Hillary was burdened by the massive scandal surrounding the Clinton Foundation and the secret server she set up in the bathroom of her private home while serving as Secretary of State. Creepy Joe is dealing with two massive scandals involving his son Hunter's shady business dealings in China and Ukraine. In the past, as recently as 2008, as we saw with the scandals surrounding Obama's racist church, his unforgivable relationship with a domestic terrorist and Louis Farrakhan, and the shady deal to purchase his Chicago home, the establishment media were able to bury Democrat scandals to get their guy over the finish line. Thankfully, the media landscape has shifted considerably over the last 11 years, and there's no way that new media or Trump will allow the corrupt media to wish Biden's scandals into a cornfield. Biden will have to answer for these scandals, and so far his answers stink. 8. All that family baggage. Corrupt Hillary had rapey Bill. Creepy Joe has money-hungry Hunter. Number 9. Inevitability. In 2008 and 16, Hillary ran on the idea that it was, quote, her turn. that she deserved the presidency, that she was inevitable. Biden is doing the same, posing as above it all, refusing to engage his opponents, already fighting a general election campaign against Trump, and watching Matlock instead of hustling. This attitude not only turns off voters who want to feel as though their vote has been earned, it keeps the candidate in a bubble, out of touch, rusty, and unprepared when the going does get rough. Number 10, no rationale to be president. Other than breaking the glass ceiling and it being her turn, why did Hillary want to be president? Well, you can say the same for Biden. Does anyone know why he wants to be president? I mean, other than a return to the quote-unquote normalcy of lost wars, managed economic decline, and kissing the corrupt media's ass? Agree or not, like him or not, we all know Trump's rationale for being president. He has an actual vision. He's a man of 1,000 ideas. Return to normalcy is not a rationale. It's not a vision. It's nostalgia. Number 11, mistreatment of women. Thanks to new media and Trump's beautiful and bottomless audacity, Hillary was not allowed to get away with posing as a women's champion. Not when her record of seeking to destroy her husband's victims is as well documented as it is horrifying. Well, the same goes for Creepy Joe's inability to control his desire to inappropriately touch women and young girls. This has all been captured on video, and like Hillary, Biden is unrepentant about his behavior and refuses to stop. Number 13, no charisma. Hillary Clinton had the charisma of a spinster who lives in a big house and yells at trick-or-treaters. Biden has the charisma of an oily lounge singer, a guy with zero self-awareness who honestly believes he's Tom Jones, who even in middle age is certain he's on the verge of being discovered, who never stops dining off that time in 1981 when he opened for Tony Bennett, and Tony Bennett said, "Nice job, kid." Worse still, Biden thinks he's sexy because women throw their panties up on stage. But no one has the heart to tell him his manager, promoter, driver, brother-in-law is the one throwing the panties. I think that's an excellent piece. It's Tuesday, and it's Real Truth. And we'll be back with more. Stay tuned.
Staring out the window, daydreaming about spring, near the lush green yard and backyard barbecue? Don't blink. Before you know it, you'll be knee-high in grass. Don't let the HOA come pounding on your door. Don't be that guy. Call Turf Tamers Landscaping at 970-460-TURF or visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com, and we will get your yard in tip-top shape. Specializing in maintenance and install of commercial and residential properties, we pride ourselves in our clean-cut and approachable crew to work efficiently and quickly detailing your property. Visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. Our install crew can transform your backyard into the outdoor living space you've always dreamed of. Call me, Brian, at 970-460-TURF for a free walkthrough and estimate where we can meet and discuss the best options for your landscaping needs. Family-owned and locally operated, we've been serving Northern Colorado for over 18 years. Thank you for your support and supporting KHNC.
Society today is completely dependent on technology. Almost all services we count on, including food, water, and transportation. Computers are operating our power grids and, yes, even the cars we drive. In the event of a massive power surge or an electromagnetic pulse in the atmosphere, this could render the country completely helpless. The President has just signed the first executive order to identify problems with critical infrastructure in the USA and prepare the United States in the event of an EMP attack. The power and water may come back on, but your home and all your computer-managed devices may be ruined forever. EMPshield.com has the solution. They offer the world's first whole home EMP protection device. Made in America, they can protect your home, office, auto, solar, RVs, campers, generators, and the list goes on and on. As a listener to the American Freedom Network, you can enter our call letters KHNC into the order code box and receive additional listener discounts. It pays to listen to KHNC. Go to EMPshield.com and find out.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Howard Real. I was missing yesterday because it was the second day of the holiday of Shavuos. As I do on most Jewish holidays, I hate too much, and that's on me. I got to do better, and I'm promising myself that I will. Anyway, back to business. Why isn't Donald Trump ahead in the polls? Why doesn't he have an 80, 85, 90% approval rating? Well, I can answer that question. Basically, because I don't ask questions I can't answer. It's because of the media. It's because of the lying, spinning, propaganda media. If it reported on Trump fairly, accurately, objectively, he would have an 80 to 90% approval rating. Here is, I'm going to play this video for you. Here's Glenn Beck talking about whether or not the disgusting New York Times is proving Donald Trump right again. What he says is intriguing. Listen to it, and of course, it goes without saying, I'll feel free to comment. That's not why, Glenn. It's not a lack of understanding. You know, I'm getting tired of this. Because what they used to say about Barack Obama, he would do something absolutely disastrous for America, and people would say, doesn't he understand? And then you fill in the blank. The people of the New York Times understand. They're not stupid. They're dialed in. The thing that makes the New York Times the enemy of the American people is that they don't care. They don't care what's happening. They don't care what's good or bad for America. They're going to sell their product, and if they have to lie to do it, they will. And if they have to spin and propagandize, they will, and they do. And that is the unforgivable sin of the New York Times. Go ahead, Glenn.
Really don't.
Yeah, the government doesn't want to hear anybody pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps, being self-styled, self-directed successes. That's why the media hate Clarence Thomas. You would think a black Supreme Court justice they would love, but they hate him because he's not a product of the great society, of the handout that the government has been giving to black Americans for decades. He rose on his own merit, on his brains and his hard work, and so liberals despise him. Continue, Glenn.
He seems smart and passionate, and he doesn't.
Well, let's talk about making sense for a minute, because this is important. When he talks about returning to the Constitution, it's the United States Constitution that is responsible for this country being the richest, most powerful, most free country over the last 2.5 centuries, maybe ever. Freest, most powerful, richest country ever, thanks to the Constitution, and idiots want to minimize or even get rid of the Constitution. So we're not talking about political ideology here. We're talking about people bent on self-destruction. And believe me, over the course of the holiday, I was thinking about this, and I wanted to put together a talk on America bent on killing itself. I couldn't do it because it was a holiday. I couldn't write anything down. But it's percolating. And before too much longer, I will expatiate on this. Keep going, Glenn. You're doing fine.
You have a right to be heard. You have a right to jury count. You have a right to be innocent until proven guilty over there. Even the window and say,
Yeah, all you have to do is change what you are to the opposite. So if you're a man, you got to become a woman, say the liberals. If you're the richest capitalist country in the history of the world, you've got to become socialist. If you're free, well, we need to start censoring the internet. And we need a more powerful central government who will or won't decide that what you're saying and doing is okay. You see, whatever works, this is one of the oldest sayings in business. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The liberals, the Democrats, come along and say, well, it ain't broke, but we're going to remake it. We're going to turn it around, bass backwards, and create a funhouse mirror version of whatever it is we're discussing. You want to know why a fossil like Joe Biden is dipping in the polls? You want to know why the collected pinheads they have running for their nomination aren't gaining any traction? You want to know why those same pinheads feel the need to scramble to the left to get attention? Because what the Democrats are offering doesn't work. Hasn't worked. never will work. They have a product that's no good. They can dress it up, and they can spin propaganda in the media, which they control, and they can put a new paint job on it, and they can come up with catchy slogans. Their product doesn't work, no matter who the pitch man or pitch woman is. Whether it's Kamala Harris or Beto or Biden or Hillary or Obama, it doesn't work. The product they're selling does not work. And thanks to the alternative media, more Americans than ever are aware of it. And I have to believe across the country, people who traditionally voted Democrats are saying to themselves, hey, schmuck, what have I been doing? The Democrats have been doing a lousy job. They're not governing, they're not legislating, they're simply sitting with their arms crossed, refusing to help. All they're doing is insulting Trump. My 5-year-old can insult Trump. So what am I voting Democrat for? Social media, conservative talk show hosts like Limbaugh and Levin and Hannity and RIELL, we're helping to open eyes. We're spreading truth. And don't count truth out as a great builder of great societies.
He offers conservative commentary on pop culture that have been spending my business closely with Calgary and their blood. And why the fatal shooting of a Colorado teenager by weapons
Well, I can give you, Glenn, I'll tell you what social justice is. If you're a white male, you're wrong. If you're straight, you're wrong. Because you're not part of an aggrieved minority. And if there are minorities out there that aren't aggrieved, just wait. We'll get to them, and we'll tell them what they should be aggrieved about. Social justice warriors. What they're all about is saying to people, hey, look at me. No, look at me. See how righteous I am? See how holy I am? Don't you want to pat me on the top of my head? You want to pay me compliments? Tell me what a nice guy I am. Look at all the social justice causes I'm involved in. I'm involved in destroying the American economy. I'm involved in blaming people because of their race or gender. I'm involved in things that would make my grandparents' hair stand on end. See how good I am? Those are social justice warriors. And Glenn is right. There's no such thing as social justice. That's a tagline. It's a bumper sticker that's been created. There's justice. Justice that is blind to a person's race, skin color, gender, ethnicity. That's justice. Seeking justice for that group and this group over here and then that group, that is injustice. And it's a mockery of the United States of America. We'll be right back.
Tax season, traffic, bills, or just plain cabin season. Come fly fish the North Platte River with Trout Tamers Outfit. Hi, Brian here with Trout Tamers Outfit. 970-460-8873. Visit our website at trouttamers.com. Servicing the whole North Platte River from Northgate Canyon to Casper. Come target the aggressive rainbow fish stream by floating the Gray Reef section of the river. 4 hours north of Denver and 1 hour west of Casper. Book a trip at trouttamers.com or call us at 970-460-8873. approximately 8 hours on a drift boat floating down the scenic North River. Prices include in-season flies, all gear, lunches for 2 anglers. Call about discounts for vets and children to the age of 16.
Before hiring a realtor from a big corporation who outsources their jobs and pays little to no taxes, ask yourself, what do you really want in a realtor? You need a realtor who is honest and has integrity, a realtor who is focused on the client's bottom line, not the realtor's bottom line, who provides personable, over-the-top service before, during, and after the transaction. You want a realtor that knows how to market your property. Hi, I'm James Morgan, a realtor with Grisham & Associates, LLC. I am your Colorado real estate specialist. Land deals, mountain cabins, or urban dwellings, I've got you covered. For the first-time home buyer, we will make it the best experience. If you are looking to move up or downsizing, we will do better than your last transaction. Call me today at 720-203-0731 or visit coloradoproperties.online. Let me do a great job for you.
Grandpa's Pawn and Gun. We are a family-owned and operated business. We run a gun store, pawn shop in Longmont, Colorado, and have served the Front Range for nearly 25 years. Currently, we have over 400 guns for sale in our 4,200 square foot building. Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, according to Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, is one of the state's highest volume gun dealers. We are also the busiest pawn shop in Longmont, and we offer the lowest interest rates on your loans in northern Colorado. Seriously, why would you pawn your valuables anywhere else? We've sold over 45,000 guns since 1999, so if you are into those old Colts and Winchesters or new Glocks and AKs, we'll take good care of you. People you can trust and a pawn shop you can trust. That's Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, 303-772-7952. That's 303-772-7952.
This is James Morgan with Grisham & Associates, LLC. Buying or selling real estate? Call me at 720-203-0731 or visit my website at coloradoproperties.online. Our office has more than 3 decades of real estate experience, and we will treat you like family. Call us today for all your real estate needs at 720-203-0731. Keep listening to KHNC 1360.
My friends, I was talking to you before about I was asking why Donald Trump doesn't have an approval rating above 80%. And the answer is obvious, it's because of the media. Well, Trump isn't getting credit for the work he's doing on the border because the media is not reporting it. I'm not the only one who thinks so. Here's Tucker Carlson from last night, I think, about the media ignoring Trump's border victory. He makes sense. Let's listen. Now, folks, this is so important. Please listen to me. there is a long, long, long list of things that Donald Trump has done in over 2.5 years as president to make America better, and the left hates him for it. Whether it's record low unemployment, whether it's job creation, on and on and on, Trump has delivered, he's accomplished, he's kept his promises, and the liberals hate it because they hate America. I cannot overemphasize this. When Trump said he was going to apply tariffs to Mexico if they didn't help stem the tide of illegal immigration, the liberals screamed, "What are you doing? You can't do that. It'll never work." Schmucks, it worked. And now liberals hate it because they hate America. If you haven't made this connection yet, you have to. Why do they want sanctuary cities? Because they think Americans deserve to be punished with crime. Why do they hate lower taxes? Because they think Americans should be taxed to eyeballs. Why don't they want borders? Because they want third world people sloshing into this country, gumming up our works, using up our infrastructure and our resources, bringing down wages so Americans can't pay their bills. Liberals despise Americans. Democrats despise Americans and America. And when Donald Trump delivers again for the umpteenth time, he's bold, he's brash, he's courageous, he's daring, and he's effective. Well, it just sets into stark relief what dummies, what ineffectual nothings the Democrats are. Nancy Pelosi has a big mouth so she can stand in front of a camera and talk all day long. What has Nancy Pelosi done for America? No, I'm waiting for you to tell me that. What has Chuck Schumer done for America? What have the Kamala Harrises and the Beto O'Rourkes and the Spartacuses and the Bidens, what have they done to make America better? Joe Biden has been in Congress for over 40 years. And when you ask him why things aren't the way they should be, well, the answer is obvious. Donald Trump, who's been involved in politics for 3 years. Excuse me, Joe, working class Joe, Uncle Joe, Jackass Joe. What have you done in 40 years in Congress? He's done nothing. All right, not true. He's fondled some women. He's rubbed his hands on little girls. I mean, he's done that. And he's plagiarized some writing. Okay, I'll give him credit for that. And he complimented Barack Obama, said he was clean and he spoke well. Donald Trump loves America. The Democrats hate America. And if you're still trying to figure out who to vote for, use that as your compass. Back to Tucker. This is Bernie Sanders. No. We shouldn't confront Mexico. Mexico's been screwing us for decades, allowing people to come through their country right to our border, allowing the cartels to move drugs into our country because the Mexican government is so corrupt. Yeah, Mexico's been a great friend. Don't you dare say anything because they might not like us anymore. Right, Uncle Bernie? And by the way, don't say anything about the Iran nuclear deal because, yes, they may kill millions of people in Israel with their nukes and they may lob a nuke at us and destroy Los Angeles, but come on, you can't really criticize them, can you? And listen, about the fact that China's been eating our lunch for decades, you can't do anything about that. They're okay. They're nice guys. You know, when you're Jewish, you know a lot of Jewish jokes. I just told this one yesterday, old joke about two Jews get put up against the wall in front of a firing squad. And the captain says to the firing squad, "Ready, aim." And one of the Jews says, Wait. Don't we at least get blindfolds? And the Jew standing next to him says, "Shh, You're going to make them angry. And there are people who aren't Jewish who think the same way. Don't do anything to Mexico. Don't do anything to Iran. Don't do anything to China. Just let them continue to beat the crap out of us. Well, Donald Trump says no. And I say no. And unless I miss my guess, you say no. This upcoming election may be the all-time clarity in who to vote for, in the difference between the two parties. The Republicans, led by Donald Trump, love America and are making it better. The Democrats hate America and won't lift a finger to make anything better. If that's not already abundantly clear to you, well then shame on you for being so disconnected. My tongue lashing over. We'll take a break and we'll be back. More Real Truth ahead.
I'm Ryan, EMS Mitigators. You worried about 5G wireless cell towers in your area? You'd like to know if your front office is being penetrated by electromagnetic fields from overhead power lines? What about powerful signals sent from smart meters? EMS Mitigators can answer these questions. Our state-of-the-art measuring tools. We are in the business of measuring, locating, and reducing or eliminating man-made electromagnetic frequencies. In 2011, the International Agency for Research on Cancer classified radio frequency radiation as 2D carcinogens. Other carcinogens include heart attack, lead, and elements. Take control of your exposure by calling EMS Mitigators at 970-300-3414. Mention that you heard about us on KHMC 1360. We'll come to measure your home or office for only $99. Discover what may be affecting you in your own environment. Call EMS Mitigators today at 970-300-3414. Or reach us 24 hours a day at EMSMitigators.com.
Do you remember the energy crisis of the 70s? A lot of people panicked. We came up with a solution. A best way to insulate your house, save you money, and increase your comfort. A best way to air seal and add insulation to your attic. A best way to insulate your wall cabinets, whether your house has brick, aluminum, steel, vinyl, wood, glass, stucco, or plasterboard. Even if your walls were previously insulated. A best way to perform energy assessments, and the best way to help our customers qualify for cell and other utility rebates. 43 years later, a lot has changed. A lot of our competition has come and gone. A few things that haven't, we're still family-owned and operated. We still develop new methods and techniques. We are still saving energy, and more importantly, saving our customers money. Best Way Insulation, founded in 1976. 303-469-0808. That's 303-469-0808.
All right, folks, I'm going to tell you a joke. It's a pretty funny joke. You ready? Here's the joke. Nancy Pelosi wants to run America. Well, if you're not laughing, I don't blame you. Nancy Pelosi wants to run America. She can't even run her own Democrat Party. She doesn't control the Democrat Party. She doesn't have a clue. She's lost control of the party. And by the way, who's in charge of the Democrat Party when it stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders and gave it to Hillary Clinton? Nancy Pelosi. Kellyanne Conway, special advisor to the president, was on Fox and Friends. Go.
Let's go down to our nation's capital and city.
Yeah, hang on one second. They caught 25. Okay. Doesn't say how many they shot. I'm sorry, what's that? They didn't shoot any. Oh, okay. So they will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars per person, put them out of the country. A month from now, they'll be back. Folks, you know this is a no-nonsense show here, right? You know that. Illegal immigration is killing America. Well, we don't want America killed. We want it to survive. So we have to stop whatever it is that's killing us. Make sense so far? This revolving door, getting rid of illegals so that they come back another time, and another time, and another time, and another time. You've seen it. People arrested for crimes here who've been deported 11 times, 15 times, one guy 40 times. What sense does it make? If you catch someone coming in the country illegally, shoot them. No, nothing crazy about it. It makes all the sense in the world. Guess who won't be back again? We're going to survive or we're not. We're not going to survive with one arm tied behind our back. This is a world in which there is a fight for survival. You got to fight. We're not fighting. We're playing games. $5,800 illegals in one day. All right, here's a multiple choice quiz. If 20 or 30 of those illegals were shot dead, how many illegals would come the next day? Choice A, 5,800. Choice B, 2,000. Choice C, you bet your ass no one would come. Look, folks, we're going to survive or we're not. Survival on planet Earth doesn't come easily. And if people did get shot, they would have no one to blame but themselves for trespassing. Think about how perverse that is. Mexicans are doing more to protect our border than American Democrats in Congress. People in another country are working harder to secure our border than our own legislatures, than Congress. How twisted can life get? How twisted are the Democrats? Fueled by rage. Not only because they hate traditional America, but because they hate Donald Trump for showing America how losers the Democrats are, how ineffective they are, what lousy people they are, how they're in cahoots with the media, which is sending out lies 24/7, 365. Trump is eating the Democrats' lunch, and they hate him for that. And they're doing absolutely nothing, zero, zilch, to solve the problems America's dealing with. All right, folks, we don't have time to listen to the response because we're about to go to commercial. As we speak, I am posting this video on my Facebook page. If I were you, I would go watch it, Real Truth Radio. Tough tactics work. Intimidating other countries works. And since we're America, we can intimidate just about any country we want, especially a little toilet like Mexico. We have the power not only to insist, but to force Mexico to do what we want. And Trump is doing that, and I give him credit for that. The Democrats want Americans' hands wrapped around their ankles at all times. We tried that. Doesn't work. Let's try something better. We'll be right back.
Square Root Construction is pleased to help support the American Freedom Network by offering a high-quality custom construction services. Established in 1990, Square Root Construction has presented high-quality decks and other types of outdoor living projects all along the northern front range. We're licensed, insured, and have all the experience, knowledge, and skills to help you create the outdoor living oasis of your dreams. For your free consultation and no-obligation quote, give Doug a call at 303-517-8742 or visit us on the web at squarerootconstruction.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips.
No one in America does what we do. Our health and nutrition profile is a free 1-hour interview with one of our counselors. We look at what you eat, what you drink, exercise, medication, environment you work in, food you crave, your present health, history, your family history. Everything that makes you a unique person. No one is exactly like you. Then we will suggest some food changes. Maybe you should add something to your diet. Maybe you should eliminate something from your diet. Then we suggest green herb products to supplement your diet. We usually suggest between 2 and 5 things. 60 capsules cost $17.50. But remember, you are not obligated to purchase anything. Call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372 to set your no obligation appointment.
Join us and don't miss a moment of the Alex Jones Show, your #1 source for real independent media. Find out what the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. InfoWars is pro-America, pro-family, pro-freedom. We are rebooting 1776. Exclusive reports, live coverage, information you won't find anywhere else. Tomorrow's news today. Stay informed by listening to KHNC 1360 AM. The Alex Jones Show on KHNC, the heart of Northern Colorado.
Item from CBS News. In 1995, Senator Joe Biden offered high praise for William Barr, the once and future Attorney General who's been roundly criticized by Democrats for his handling of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report on the 2016 election. Quote, "As I know you know, but others should know too, I truly enjoyed working with you when you were Attorney General," Biden told Barr, who had served as President George H.W. Bush's Attorney General in the early 90s. Quote, "You were one of the best I've ever worked with, and there have been a lot of attorneys general since I've been here, and I mean that sincerely." Unquote. Well, my friends, Joe Biden is an anus and a liar. And what he means today, sincerely, he will deny tomorrow. He's flip-flopping all over the place, seldom has at least fewer than one of his feet in his mouth. The guy's a complete loser, and he is the best the Democrats can come up with. Item from Bloomberg. Botswana's High Court struck down sections of a law criminalizing homosexuality, making the southern African nation one of the few on the continent to end discrimination against same-sex relationships. Unquote. My friends, I'm listening. I'm listening for the chorus of voices condemning most of Africa for being anti-homosexual. Well, you're not going to hear anybody criticizing Africa because you're not allowed to say anything about African Americans or African Africans. Forget it. Item from Reuters. Iran has followed through on a threat to accelerate its production of enriched uranium, the head of the UN atomic watchdog said on Monday, departing from his usual guarded language to say he was worried about increasing tension. Unquote. My friends, I'm worried about inaction on the part of the United States government. We should have decimated Iran long ago. And every moment that it continues to exist is a moment the world gets pushed closer to nuclear Armageddon. Item from Reuters. Dateline Stockholm. Police on Monday shot and injured a man at the central station in Malmö in southern Sweden after witnesses said he made threats and claimed to be carrying explosives and firearms, law enforcement officials said. Unquote. Number one, they don't tell you who the guy was, what his name is, because if they did, we'd know it was a Muslim. Number two, when it says he made threats, well, as far as I'm concerned, it means he yelled Allahu Akbar. So much for the independent, free, honest, open press in Europe. Item from the Independent. A lesbian couple was hospitalized with facial injuries and left covered in blood after being attacked by a group of men after they kissed on a night bus in North London. Unquote. My friends, the hooligans were Muslims. They saw the women, proceeded to beat the crap out of them. Guess what? We got Muslims here too, waiting to beat the crap out of you and your family. Item from CBS Local. Days before Boston's Pride Parade filled city streets celebrating the LGBTQ community, another parade proposal is causing an uproar on social media. John Hugo is the president of a group calling itself Super Happy Fun America. His goal is to create a straight pride parade. He explains we want people to be aware that there's not only one side of things. There's a lot of people that are uncomfortable with a lot of things going on in our country and they're afraid to speak up. Unquote. My friends, if you take place in a gay pride parade, you're a hero. You're courageous. If you take part in a straight pride parade, well, you're dangerous. You're homophobic. You're racist. You're Hitler. You're a Nazi. Anything wrong with that picture? Item from Breitbart. Representative Justin Amash resigned Monday evening from the House Freedom Caucus. He resigned because he's one of the few Republicans, the only Republican, calling for Trump to be impeached. Mr. Amash may now disappear from the face of the earth. I'll see you tomorrow.